Hey everyone, SW Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new Arrowverse video here in the channel. With the airing of the Flash Season 7 finale last night, I thought it was time for me to stop and take the time to review Flash Season 7 as a whole and also the finale. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion, and you are free to comment down below what did you think of the finale and also the season. The first half of this video is going to be the episode breakdown, and also the last half is going to be the review. You can check out the time codes down below. Also, check out that Twitter that's on your screen right now. With that being said, let's move right into our episode breakdown. So we kick off the episode with Nora looking over Bart. He's unconscious because of, the last episode. Meanwhile, an entire Godspeed war is happening. Just a bunch of extras in Godspeed suits just fighting each other, punching each other, throwing each other on top of cars and everything like that. So then we cut to Godspeed and Barry inside of August Hart's head, and we have a conversation. The conversation ensues. Here we learn what he wants and why. He wants organic speed and, the typical villain things. He wants to take over the world and stuff like that. But yeah, he wants organic speed. So in the midst of this conversation, it does get a bit heated. It does get a bit dramatic. And I thought that the guy that plays Godspeed, he very much overacts inside of this episode. But that just comes with the season 6 to season 7 villains. Look at Arrow with Diaz. So after Barry comes out of August's heart, Cecile sits down with August and gives him a pep talk. That's all you need to really know, because the pep talk is about August feeling like he's gonna become evil again once he gets his memories back. So then we cut to another pep talk with Chester and Allegra. We don't need to worry about that. After this, Speed Force Nora meets up with the team, and also Jay Garrick is there. She gives the team, and including Jay Garrick, a boost, which means Impulsive comes back, and Iris gets her speed because she has just a tiny bit of Speed Force inside of her because of her relationship to Barry. I thought that was pretty great. I loved seeing the Flash family in this, especially because it felt like, okay, the grandparents are here, the parents are here, and the kids are here. This is so cool. Like, we have 3 generations worth of Flash family here. That I love that about this episode. I love that about this second half of the season, coming together with the Flash family. So then they all go as a family, like I said, to end this war. So then we cut back to the Godspeed war, and there we can see Joe and Kramer. They're just arriving on the bridge. They're trying to make it back to the precinct. Joe is about to get killed by a Godspeed, but is saved by a speedster Kramer. And this moment kind of shocked me. I'm like, what? Like, she has powers? Like, all of this crap that she gave Killer Frost about being a metahuman, she's a metahuman too? Like, how does this even happen? And her whole arc with Joe and stuff like that, I didn't really like. I didn't find that to be pretty compelling. It was very boring to me. I don't even know where they were going with that. But her being a speedster at that point in time, that I thought her being a speedster could really be kind of interesting. Like, okay, a speedster that's really not a villain, that's really not a part of Flash's family. What does that look like? I want to see more of that. The Flash family arrive at the scene, and I just love this cool shot. It was a cool shot of all of them together there, and then they all speed into action to fight the Godspeeds. Kind of lackluster how the Godspeed War is fought, but displays of their teamwork and individual moves were kind of cool. We have Impulse throwing lightning ninja stars. We have XS using her lightning lasso. We have Barry and Iris. He's throwing lightning, and she's using like wind. Like, she's moving her arms so fast that she's creating cyclones. The Speed Force just snaps the Godspeeds out of existence. Like, she just snaps them away, and that's awesome to me. And Jay Garrick, he just electrifies his hat, and then he throws it like a frisbee, like he's Captain America. That was kind of lackluster to me. But hey, I just loved seeing the Flash family together on screen, and that was a whole lot of fun for me. But after this, the Godspeed start to feed off of the Speed Force, so the team has to regroup at Star Labs after Allegra does, something with her radio waves after the Speed Force leaves. After this, we have Nora trying to get Barry to see the other side of giving August the organic speed. She wants him to give August the organic speed. At first, Barry was reluctant to give organic speed to Hart, but his kids and an off-camera planning session changes his mind, like he says in the show, and the off-planning camera session has to do with him and Iris. After this, they hook up August Hart. He receives some organic speed from Barry, and surprise, surprise, He deceives them. After he gets his memories back, he becomes the villain. So a face-off against Barry and Godspeed happens, and almost everybody's sisters went out. The Speed Force, she's doing something with Iris. She's tapping into the negative force, but essentially everybody else sisters went out. XS, Mecha Vibe, Killer Frost, Impulse, Jay Garrick, they all sit this one out because Barry assures them he and Iris has a plan. Godspeed attempts to steal Barry's speed until Dawn appears, and this is when I started jumping out of my seat. He is my favorite villain of the show, I believe at this point. I mean, I've seen season 2 as of recently, and Zoom is a pretty great villain. I think Reverse Flash is my favorite villain as of recently. And I just thought this was the coolest moment ever. So they face off against Godspeed, Reverse Flash, and Flash with lightning bolt lightsabers. Like, as a Star Wars fan, I love this. When Godspeed got a lightning bolt from the sky and used it as a sword against them, and then Barry and Eobard just looked at each other and just pulled out a lightning sword themselves. A lot of people don't like that scene, apparently. Like, I've seen a lot of people on social media say they didn't like it. They thought it was cheeky for the Flash. I'm like, come on. The Flash has been doing cheeky stuff like this for the longest. The Arrowverse itself. I mean, they make jokes about Marvel. Like, this is not out of the wheelhouse of something that Flash would do. And it makes sense because Barry's favorite movie is Empire Strikes Back. I believe Empire Strikes Back or Jurassic Park. But I'm taking Empire Strikes Back. So then after they do the little lightsaber duel that's might be better than the sequel's lightsaber duels, Thawne attempts to kill August. He almost does. He stabs him through the side of his stomach. So in the midst of this, Reverse Flash doesn't want anybody to kill Barry except for him. So Thawne tries to lay a hit on Barry, and Barry just stands there and then just moves out of the way in super speed. And it shows how fast, after 7 years, Barry has gotten. So, like, he just steps out of the way and then just, like, throws Reverse Flash, like, over his shoulder. And, like, Reverse Flash is like, how do you do this? Like, I taught you everything you know. And Barry's like, I got faster. Like, that's exactly what he said. I got faster. And I thought that was just pretty cool. Like, okay, we just had a lightsaber duel. We have Reverse Flash coming back. And then we got Barry at full speed. This is full speed Barry. He's no longer capping in the intro. He is the fastest man alive now. And I can't wait to see how they explore that inside of Season 8. If that's going to be the last season, that's going to be a great way to end off the show. Just to have full speed Barry Allen. He's actually the fastest man alive now. Thawne assures Barry that he will be back. Godspeed gets sent to Iron Heights. So then after all of that is said and done, Barry and Iris get their vows renewed. Finally on their own show, they kind of get married a bit. And with their own cast. So I love that. We got Killer Frost showing up with Caitlyn. I love that. And it was just a small little occasion. It was a small little get together inside of their house. Obviously they couldn't do like a lot of cast members because of the pandemic. Jordan Fisher sings. I know that he's a great singer, but I don't know the name of the song, but I think that he sung that song very well. I think it kind of fit. And as Barry and Iris were renewing their vows, I think that's probably ever the first and only time Nora and Bart are going to ever see their parents get remarried. And then after that, Barry and Iris do their final kiss, their final scene, the final little shot of the episode, and I thought it was fantastic. If the series ended right here, not with this season, they just throw out everything that happened inside of this season, but the series ended here with this episode, and it wasn't Godspeed that died, it was Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash dies, and then they have the vows renewal with all of the cast members here, and we have Barry and Iris kissing, and just like they did in the episode, he puts him and Iris inside of Flash time while they're kissing, and he says, I want this moment to last forever. And if the series ended there, I thought that would be a perfect series finale. It would be a perfect ending shot for the series, in my opinion. But they didn't do that. We're getting a season 8 in like a couple months. I think like 3 months, right? So I can't wait to see how season 8 progresses this show. If that is going to be the last season, hopefully they do something better with the writing, because the writing for this season, it wasn't that good for me, unfortunately. With that being said, let's move right into the review. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that I loved what direction they're going with the Flash. And that's giving arcs time to breathe and develop. In this season, we have 2 story arcs all given episodes and time to progress through the parts. And then in the middle of them, we have side character stories that are not focusing on Barry, and I think 3 out of 4 of them worked for me. Grant Gustin is looking like and acting like an actual Barry Allen, especially with how beefy he is now. I remember that podcast that he did with Michael Rosenbaum and how he said he'd been working out lately. I did not expect him to look that big inside of Flash Season 7. I didn't expect him to look this beefy. The introduction of the Forces is actually interesting and expands the role of the Speed Force, who is revived inside of this season. The emphasis on Barry and Iris starting a family is what I love to see, especially being able to see Bart and Nora from the future, and hopefully they'll be inside of Season 8 as series regulars. Again, going back to the side stories aspects, I love the fact that they managed to explore characters like Cecile and Chester and made me like them a lot more. The Godspeed arc is the best half of this season, and the Flash family is here, and I'm all for it. I love seeing Jay Garrick and the Speed Force as the grandparents, and then we got Iris and Flash as, the parents, and then Nora and Bart as the kids. 3 generations worth of speedsters right here, and I just love all of it. And going back to the Godspeed part, I do love the actor that plays him. I haven't seen him in anything else. He is overacting inside of it, but I gotta say, he was pretty fun in the role. With that being said, let's move right into the bad. And the bad thing that comes to mind here is that the Forces arc is lame and kind of sucks. It just sucks. The weird thing of these adults calling Barry and Iris mom and dad and each other brother and sister is creepy. The season constantly underutilizes Barry in favor of people like Allegra getting arcs. Also, every villain except for Godspeed is stopped with a pep talk. Something this series started doing occasionally in Season 4 is just the everyday norm in every episode. The pep talks just do not stop. And what's even worse is that they're back to back. Like, I remember watching the finale last night, watching Cecile give August Hart a pep talk, and then literally the next scene is of Allegra getting a pep talk from Chester. The pep talks do not stop, and they're getting very redundant. Hopefully they change that for Season 8, because it's getting to be very lazy and very repetitive for me. In conclusion, Flash Season 7 was a mediocre season for me. I wish I liked it a little bit more, but Barry as a speedster is pushed to the back in service for pep talks, grown people calling him dad, and really bad writing this season. This season just felt like the writing was not there. Even Season 6 had some likability about it. But for me, Season 7, I wish I liked it more. I can defend some points of Flash all day long on Twitter. I can tell you guys in my Q&A, Season 7 is okay to good. It is a mediocre season. It was not that good. And I wish that I liked it a lot more, because I really did like that Godspeed arc. I really did love seeing Bart and Nora come back. But overall, it's a C and a 6.8 out of 10. And I say watch episodes 1 through 3. That's like the epilogue of Season 6. And then watch episodes 15 through 18. And I would say just skip 4 through 14. But check out episode 12, Bye Bye Vibrations. You might like the Cisco farewell episode like I did. But skip episodes 4 through 14 with the exception of 12. Alright, that is it for the breakdown slash review slash rant. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. You're free to comment down below. What did you think of Flash Season 7 as a whole, and also the Flash Season 7 finale? Like, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That's going to pop up on your screen right now. And also don't forget to check out that Arrowverse playlist. That link is always in the description. Please don't forget to come back tomorrow for all 7 seasons of Flash, ranked from the worst to best from me. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Peace.